You think you're special? You think you're the exception? You're not. You're just another weak, self-deceived human wrapped up in comfort and excuses. That's where the world has you. That's where you've let yourself fall. You're stuck in your head, drowning in self-pity, hoping for a miracle when all you've done is waste time, waste opportunities, and waste your own damn life. Wake up. Every minute you've spent hiding behind excuses, behind your fears, behind your doubts, is a minute you've allowed your future to slip through your fingers. People will tell you to be kind to yourself. They'll tell you that you're trying, that you're working hard, that you're doing your best. They lie. They coddle you. They're afraid to tell you the truth, and I won't be. The truth is, you're not doing your best. Your best is nothing but a whisper compared to what you're truly capable of. Your best is a half-hearted attempt, a pathetic plea for mercy from a world that owes you nothing. What you think is enough is not even close to the level of savage discipline you need to get what you want. What's holding you back is your own self-righteous belief that you deserve anything at all, that you can sit back, pat yourself on the back, and take a victory lap just for showing up. But that's not how it works. You're in the trenches. You're at war whether you realize it or not. Every second you waste, every second you lie to yourself, is a second you're losing the fight. You're here, reading this, but you're not truly listening. No, you're too caught up in your ego to accept it. You tell yourself that your dreams are just around the corner. You tell yourself that all you need is a little more time, a little more effort. But what if I told you the truth? What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and everything you want is a harsh, brutal, undeniable shift in mindset? A shift you've been avoiding because it's too uncomfortable? You've been playing dumb. You've been pretending you don't know what it takes. You've been telling yourself that someone else will save you, that someone will throw you a lifeline. But let me tell you something right now. No one is coming. You think the world owes you something? That you deserve anything but struggle? That someone should pity you because you've had it hard? Tough luck. The world doesn't give a damn about your feelings. It's too busy trying to survive itself. You don't get a free pass just because you've had it rough. You think your pain will stop the clock, make the world stop turning and wait for you? No. Your pain is nothing but a tool. It's a hammer. You can either use it to break through the wall of mediocrity that's been holding you back, or you can let it crush you into dust. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have, but most people don't want to learn. They think they can ignore it, push it away, or numb it. And so they live in mediocrity, complaining, cowering in the shadow of their own potential. They want comfort. They want security. But what have they built? Nothing. They're playing the long game of pretending everything is fine when it's falling apart. You, however, have been schooled by pain. God schooled you with your suffering, your disappointments, your failures. You just haven't had the courage to see it for what it is. Pain is the wake-up call you refuse to answer. It's the fire in the furnace, forging you into something stronger than you can imagine. But you've been running from it, hiding in the shadows, scared that if you faced it head-on, it would break you. What you didn't realize is that it's only been breaking the weak parts of you, the parts that needed to go. Pain doesn't make you weaker. It doesn't stop you. It's the hammer that breaks the chains of your laziness, your fear, your self-doubt. Every bruise, every scar, every sleepless night is a badge of honor. But you're too busy playing dumb to see it. You're too caught up in your own narrative, your own fragile little ego, to recognize that God has already set you on a path, and it's been through the fire all along. Pain wasn't sent to defeat you. It was sent to show you who you truly are. You've been standing in your own way, acting like the world owes you an apology, as if you deserve anything but struggle. Well, it's time to face the truth. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. Life doesn't owe you a single ounce of comfort. The only thing you're entitled to is the fight. It's time to stop playing dumb. It's time to stop pretending that everything will just fall into place, that your dreams will somehow manifest without you making a single sacrifice. It's time to stop telling yourself you deserve anything other than what you fought for. What you think is good enough is just the beginning. You haven't even scratched the surface of your potential, but it's up to you now. You, can keep playing dumb, keep hiding behind your excuses, or you can step into the battlefield and fight for what you truly want. But there's no more time to waste. You've already been given the gift of pain. Now, it's time to turn it into power. Make no mistake, this is war. The stakes are life or death. You will either rise or you will fall. Your move. Let's break it down. Let's expose the lie you've been living, the lie that's been keeping you shackled in mediocrity. You've convinced yourself that you're doing your best. You've wrapped yourself in that pathetic excuse like a security blanket, telling yourself that you're putting in effort, that you're trying. It's cute, really, how people believe that simply trying means they're making progress. You want to know what trying gets you? Absolutely nothing. It gets you stuck, trapped in the same damn place you've been for years, lying to yourself and hiding behind your excuses. You're not trying, you're failing. The truth is, trying isn't good enough. You've let the world sell you this lie, that effort alone is enough to guarantee success. They've fed you this delusion, that as long as you put in the hours, as long as you grind just a little bit every day, the universe will somehow reward you. But guess what? The universe doesn't give a damn about effort. The world doesn't care how hard you're working, how tired you are, or how much you've suffered. The only thing that matters is results. And if you're being honest with yourself, you're nowhere near where you need to be. You've bought into this idea that your comfort zone is a sanctuary, that you can push your limits just a little at a time and somehow reach your goals without shattering the walls around you. You've let yourself believe that you can ease your way through life, that everything will magically click into place if you just show up every day and keep trying. But here's the cold, brutal truth. You can't ease your way into greatness. There's no magic formula that will spare you from the blood, sweat, and tears. There's no shortcut to becoming the person you need to be to achieve the things you want. You're either all in or you're not in at all. And here's the thing. You've been feeding yourself this lie for so long that it's now a part of your identity. You've let this narrative play out in your head over and over again, telling yourself that the next time, the next effort will be enough. That next time, you'll hit your goals. That next time, you'll make a breakthrough. But where's the breakthrough? Where's the change? Where's the progress? The reality is there is no next time. You've wasted time, wasted energy, and wasted every excuse you've made. You've been playing in the shallow end of life while the rest of the world dives deep, fighting for everything they've got. Every time you told yourself that you can't, that you don't have the right skills, or that you don't have enough time, you were building a prison around your potential. Every excuse you made was another layer on the chains that bind you. But the worst part is you knew that these excuses were lies. You knew that you were capable of more, but you let yourself believe the lie anyway. You let yourself get comfortable with the idea that you weren't cut out for the big leagues, that somehow you weren't worthy of the success others had. You compared yourself to them, envied them, but deep down, you told yourself that they were just lucky that they had something you didn't. And that's the lie. That's the trap. The lie isn't that you're not capable of success. The lie is that success is reserved for some magical few who were born with better genes, more luck, or a silver spoon in their mouth. That's the narrative that keeps you small, keeps you stagnant. That's the false belief that robs you of your power. Success doesn't care about your past, your background, or your supposed limits. It cares about action. It cares about sacrifice. It cares about how far you're willing to push yourself beyond the limits of your comfort zone. And guess what? You haven't pushed. Not really. You've coasted, you've tried, but you haven't risked anything. You haven't sacrificed anything. You're living in a fantasy where you think you can put in minimal effort and reap maximum rewards. You think that because you've been through pain, because you've had some struggles, you've earned a free pass. You think that because you've suffered, the world should cut you some slack. You think that's all it takes, but you're wrong. Pain is just the beginning. Suffering is just the entry point. The real test comes when you use that pain, when you use that suffering to fuel an unrelenting fire in your gut. That's what sets the winners apart from the losers. The losers get stuck in the past, they wallow in their pain, and they cry about what they've been through. The winners? They turn that pain into a weapon, a tool for destruction. They use their suffering as the fuel to burn through every obstacle, every doubt, every excuse. You've been clinging to this lie that the universe will somehow grant you success if you just believe. Well, belief is a damn start, but it's not the finish line. There's a massive gap between belief and achievement, and you've been acting like belief is all it takes to cross it. But belief without action is just wishful thinking. It's hollow. It's empty. You've been sitting on your ass, waiting for life to hand you your dreams, when all it's been doing is watching you waste precious time. And let's talk about comfort. You love comfort, don't you? You love it because it lets you pretend everything is okay while you stagnate. You love the idea of just getting by, of being content with what you have, even if it's far below what you know you're capable of. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the assassin of dreams. It's the thing that makes you settle. It's the thing that keeps you small, and you've let it rule your life. You've allowed yourself to settle for good enough, and in doing so, you've condemned yourself to a life of mediocrity. Every time you've justified your laziness, every time you've justified your lack of progress, every time you've told yourself that you're too tired, too busy, or too overwhelmed, you've chosen comfort. You've chosen to stay in the same place. But here's the cold truth. The only way out of your current situation is through discomfort. Comfort is what's keeping you stuck in the mud. Every time you settle, every time you let the lie of comfort guide your decisions, you're digging your own grave. It's time to dig yourself out. You can't keep lying to yourself, pretending that what you've done is enough. It's not. And deep down, you know it. Your potential is lying dormant inside of you, but you've built an elaborate lie to protect yourself from the fact that you haven't even begun to tap into it. Stop kidding yourself. Stop thinking that you can skate by on the bare minimum. You've got one shot at this life, and if you continue to believe that your excuses, your comfort, and your best effort are enough, you'll wake up one day, years from now, with nothing but regret and wasted time. The lie isn't just in the excuses you make. It's in the story you tell yourself about who you are. It's time to face the truth and break that story wide open. No more pretending. No more hiding. You're better than this. You were built for more. It's time to stop believing the lie. It's time to confront the truth, and that truth will set you free. But only if you're ready to burn the lies to the ground and rise from the ashes. You want to know the truth? The raw truth? Buckle up, because I'm about to rip that comfort blanket from around your shoulders and throw you into the cold, unforgiving reality. There's no sugarcoating here, no soft words, no "you're doing your best" nonsense. There's only the truth, the kind of truth that will sting, that will hit you hard and leave you no choice but to face it. You've been living in denial. You've been telling yourself you're on the right path, but deep down, you know you're nowhere near where you should be. The truth is, you've been playing small. You've been living in your own personal prison, caged by the lies you've told yourself. You've been telling yourself that you're working hard, that you're giving it everything you've got. But you're not. Not even close. You're not working hard. You're barely trying. The truth is, you've been coasting. You've been going through the motions, pretending that showing up every day, doing the bare minimum, is enough to get you what you want. But let me tell you something. It's not enough. Not even close. The world doesn't reward mediocrity. The universe doesn't just hand out prizes for showing up. It rewards those who are willing to give everything they've got, and then some. It rewards those who are willing to push themselves beyond what they thought was possible. And guess what? You haven't been doing that. You've been stuck in your own pathetic comfort zone, afraid to push the limits, afraid of failure, afraid of discomfort. And that fear, it's the anchor that's holding you back. It's the one thing keeping you chained to the same spot while everyone else moves forward. You've got potential. Hell, you've got more potential than you know what to do with. But potential means nothing if you're not willing to fight for it. Potential means nothing if you're not willing to take action. You've been wasting your time making excuses, convincing yourself that you're doing enough. But you're not. And that's the brutal truth. Every time you let yourself off the hook, Every time you justify your lack of effort, you're setting yourself back. You're creating the very reality you say you don't want. You want to know the truth? The truth is that you're afraid. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid to lose. You're afraid to step into the ring and go toe-to-toe with life. You're afraid of the pain, the sweat, the blood, the tears. You're afraid of what it takes to really win. But here's something you need to understand. You can't win if you don't fight. It's as simple as that. You can't have the glory without the grind. You can't have the success without the sacrifice. You can't have the rewards without the risk. You think you're afraid of failure? Well, get this. Failure is not your enemy. Fear of failure is your enemy. The fear of what might happen, the fear of what you might lose, is the very thing keeping you from winning. Failure? It's just a stepping stone. It's the price you pay for greatness. Every successful person you look up to, every person who's ever made it to the top, has failed. Over and over again. But the difference between them and you is that they didn't stop. They didn't let failure define them. They let it teach them. They used it as fuel. And until you understand that, until you can look at failure square in the face and laugh, you'll always be held back by it. The truth is, you've been lying to yourself about your limits. You've been telling yourself that you can't do more, that you've reached your peak, that there's no way you can go further. You've been telling yourself that the odds are against you, that the circumstances aren't right, that you don't have the time, the money, the resources, or the support. All of that is a lie. The truth is, your only limit is the one you place on yourself. Your only obstacle is the one you refuse to overcome. Your only barrier is the one you let stay in your mind. You've been using your past as a crutch, as an excuse for why you can't succeed. You've been blaming your childhood, your upbringing, your failures, and your pain. But guess what? Your past does not define you. It's time to stop playing the victim. It's time to stop using your history as a reason not to move forward. Your history is nothing but a set of lessons, a blueprint for how not to repeat your mistakes. It's time to take that blueprint and build something new. You can't keep crying about what happened to you years ago. You can't keep hiding behind your past and expecting people to give you sympathy. The world owes you nothing. You owe it to yourself to rise above it. You've been telling yourself that you're not ready, that you don't have enough knowledge, enough experience, enough skill. That's a lie. You've been looking for permission to act. You've been waiting for the right moment to jump in. But here's the thing. There is no perfect moment. There is no moment when everything will align perfectly, when all the stars will shine down on you, when the doors will open just the way you want. That's a fantasy. The reality is that you've got to make the moment happen. You've got to create the opportunity, build the skills, and take the damn risk. Waiting around for the perfect opportunity is just another excuse. It's another way of avoiding the hard work. It's another way of pretending that you're not ready, that you're not capable. The truth is, you'll never be fully ready. You'll never feel 100% prepared. And that's okay. Because readiness doesn't come from feeling comfortable. It comes from taking action, from stepping into the unknown, from embracing the discomfort of growth. If you want to make something of yourself, if you want to achieve greatness, you need to stop waiting. And don't give me the excuse that you don't know what to do. Stop pretending that you don't have a plan, that you don't know where to start. You know what to do. You've known for a long time. It's just easier to hide behind the lie that you don't know what to do than to take responsibility and actually act. The truth is, you've been hiding from the real work because it's hard, it's overwhelming, it's exhausting. But let me tell you something, if you can't handle the work, you'll never be able to handle the reward. You want the results, but you're not willing to put in the sweat, the grind, the sacrifice. You can't have both. The raw truth is this. You can sit here and make excuses for the rest of your life, or you can stand up, face the pain, face the fear, and start taking action. But you can't have both. You can't keep blaming the world for your lack of progress. You're the only one standing in your way. And until you face that truth, until you stop lying to yourself, nothing will change. So here's the question. Are you ready to accept the truth? Are you ready to fight? Or are you going to keep pretending that you're doing enough when you know damn well you're not? The choice is yours. But make no mistake, this is the last time I'm giving you this option. You're either in the fight or you're out. And if you're out, then you can stop reading. Stop wasting your time. But if you're in, if you're ready to face the truth, to rip down the walls of comfort and to start fighting for your future, then let's get to work. Here's the truth you don't want to hear. The one you've been running from. The one you've tried to bury deep, where you don't have to face it. The consequence of weakness. What happens when you keep lying to yourself? What happens when you keep letting fear control you? When you keep hiding behind excuses, behind comfort, behind the lie that you're doing your best? You get left behind. That's what happens. While the world moves forward, while the ones who refuse to give up push through, you're stuck, stagnant, wasting time, wasting your life. And guess what? Time doesn't wait for you. You think you have all the time in the world? That tomorrow will be your day? That eventually things will change on their own? That your dreams will somehow just fall into your lap because you showed up once in a while? You're wrong. Time is ruthless. It doesn't care if you're ready or not. It doesn't care if you have excuses. It moves forward, leaving you in its wake. So, let me tell you what happens when you choose weakness. When you choose comfort over discipline. When you choose inaction over aggression, you rot, that's the truth. You decay, slowly, until the person you could have been is nothing but a ghost. A shadow of wasted potential, regret hanging over you like a storm cloud. Your dreams, they die. Your goals, they never even had a chance. All because you couldn't push through the discomfort. All because you couldn't make the hard choices, make the sacrifices. Let's get one thing straight. The world doesn't owe you anything. The universe doesn't give a damn about your excuses, your struggles, or your fears. Life isn't fair. It's a battlefield, and if you're not ready to fight for what you want, you'll get trampled. You'll be forgotten. Weakness is a slow death. You think the people who have what you want, success, power, influence, got it by waiting around? You think they just hoped for the best, that it all magically fell into their lap? Hell no. They fought for it. They clawed, they bled, they sacrificed more than you could ever imagine. And in the end, they didn't win because they were lucky. They won because they refused to sit back and accept the status quo. They refused to be weak. But you're different. You've chosen the easy path. You've chosen comfort over hard work. You've chosen the lie of, I'll try again tomorrow, instead of going all in right now. You've convinced yourself that it's okay to take breaks, to let off the gas, to make excuses. But that's exactly why you're stuck. Why you're still in the same position you were a year ago, 2 years ago, hell, maybe even 5 years ago. You haven't changed because you refuse to face the truth. And the consequences? They're far worse than you can even imagine. While you waste time, others are moving forward. While you stay stuck in your comfort zone, others are out there making moves, creating opportunities, building their futures. They're passing you by. And when you wake up and realize it, when you look around and see everyone else soaring ahead while you're still stuck in the same place, you'll have no one to blame but yourself. It's not the world holding you back. It's you. You've kept yourself in this prison. You've chosen weakness over strength, and you're paying the price for it. Do you really think you can afford to keep going like this? Do you think the world is going to wait for you to get your act together? Do you think the universe is going to give you a second chance just because you're tired? Just because you feel sorry for yourself? No one cares about your sob story. No one cares that you're struggling. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. If you want something, you've got to take it. You've got to earn it, and if you don't, if you keep holding on to your weakness, your excuses, your self-pity, you'll be left behind. You'll be one of those people who looks back on their life with nothing but regret. The people who say, I could have done this, or I should have done that. The ones who watch others live their dreams while they stay stuck in the same place, always wondering what could have been. That's what happens when you let weakness control you. That's what happens when you settle for good enough and never push yourself beyond what's comfortable. But let me tell you something even worse than regret. It's the fear of knowing you'll never know your true potential. You're too scared to go all in, to push through the pain, to make the sacrifices, because deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. But you refuse to let yourself go there. You refuse to let go of your excuses, your comfort, your fear. And that's the real tragedy, not the fact that you're stuck. The real tragedy is that you're letting yourself stay there. You're letting weakness hold you back from becoming the person you were meant to be. And the worst part? You're the only one who can change that. You are the one who controls your fate. You are the one who chooses whether you rise or fall. Every time you give in to weakness, you're choosing to stay stuck in the past. But every time you step up, every time you make the hard choice, every time you push through the pain, you're forging a new future. You're setting yourself free. But here's the kicker. You have no one to blame but yourself. If you stay weak, if you stay comfortable, if you stay stuck in the cycle of excuses and regret, it's all on you. The world doesn't care. Life doesn't care. Only you can change your circumstances. And if you're not willing to take that responsibility, if you're not willing to do what it takes to break free from your own prison, then you deserve to stay where you are. But you're not like that. Or at least you don't have to be. You can rise, you can break free from the lies, the fear, the excuses. You can decide right now that you are done with weakness. You are done with settling. You are done with accepting anything less than greatness. But the choice? It's yours. What's it going to be? Are you going to rise? Or are you going to keep letting weakness drag you down, letting it destroy everything you could have been? The clock is ticking. The world is moving forward. And while you're sitting here making excuses, someone else is fighting for your spot. You better be ready. This is it. This is the moment when everything changes. You've heard the truth. You've seen the consequences. You've felt the weight of your weakness. But now it's time to stop talking about it and start doing something about it. This is the rise. This is where you transform. This is where the fire ignites and the old version of you is left in the dust. You've been stuck long enough. You've allowed yourself to wallow in your own pity, to let your excuses define you. But now is your moment to break free. This is your chance to tear down the walls of comfort that have kept you imprisoned. No more hesitation, no more waiting. The time to rise is now. Let me make something clear. This is not going to be easy. If you thought it would be easy, you're already setting yourself up for failure. The road ahead is full of obstacles, full of challenges that will test every ounce of your willpower. You will be pushed to your limits. You will experience pain, frustration, and doubt. But guess what? That's exactly what you need. That's the price of greatness. You cannot grow without struggle. You cannot rise without being knocked down and forced to get back up. Every successful person you admire, every person who's made something of themselves, has been where you are right now. They felt the fear. They felt the doubt. They felt the weight of the world on their shoulders. But they didn't stay down. They didn't let the pain define them. They didn't let the fear control them. They kept moving. They kept pushing. And now, they stand at the top, while the weak are left behind. And you can either be one of those who rise, or you can stay stuck in the same place, playing the same tired excuses, living the same weak life. But I'm not here to let you do that. I'm here to demand more from you. I'm here to make you rise whether you're ready or not. Here's the cold, hard truth. You're capable of more than you know. You've been limiting yourself. You've been telling yourself you can't do this, you can't handle that, you don't have the strength. But that's a lie. You've been hiding behind your own limitations, but the reality is, you've been holding yourself back. You've been too scared to step up, too afraid to push past your comfort zone. But guess what? Comfort is the enemy of growth. You cannot become who you're meant to be while you're sitting comfortably in the same place. The world doesn't care about your comfort. The world doesn't care about how hard you've had it. The world doesn't care about your struggles. If you want to rise, you have to fight for it. And that fight starts now, right now. You're not going to do it alone. But here's the thing. You don't need anyone else's permission to rise. You don't need anyone else's approval to push forward. You don't need anyone's approval to be great. You only need your own. You need to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm done with this. I'm done with the excuses. I'm done with the fear. I'm done with the weakness. I'm done being the person who holds myself back. That's the first step. That's the moment you take full responsibility for your life. The moment you decide that you're going to rise, no matter what it takes. Because here's the thing about rising. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment when everything is just right. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. It's right here, right now, in this very moment where you make the decision to rise, to break free from your limitations, to start moving forward. You've been waiting for a sign. You've been waiting for someone to tell you it's time. But guess what? You are the sign. This is your moment. This is your chance. But you have to take it. You have to grab it with both hands and never let go. You think it's going to be easy? You think that once you make the decision to rise, everything will just fall into place? Hell no. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a battle every single day, and you better be ready to fight. The battle is within you. It's the fight against the voice in your head that tells you to quit. It's the fight against the weakness, the fear, the doubt, the excuses that have kept you chained. It's the fight against every obstacle that tries to stop you. And guess what? You're going to win that fight, because you don't have a choice. You either win or you lose. There's no middle ground. There's no, well, I tried. There's only success or failure. And if you think failure is an option, then you've already lost. Because here's the truth. Failure is not an option. Not if you want to rise. Not if you want to achieve what you've set out to achieve. Failure is only a lesson. It's only feedback. It's only a step in the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. The only time you fail is when you stop, when you give up, when you let weakness take over. But that's not who you are, not anymore. Not after everything you've learned. Not after everything you've been through. You're a fighter, you're a warrior. You've got the strength inside you to break free from every chain that's holding you back. You've got the fire inside you to crush every obstacle, to destroy every limitation, to rise to the top and take what's yours. But you've got to want it. You've got to want it more than anything else. And that means you're going to have to give everything you've got. You're going to have to work harder than you've ever worked before. You're going to have to push past every excuse, every fear, every moment of doubt. You're going to have to do what others won't do. And guess what? That's where the magic happens. That's where you transform. That's where you rise above the crowd. That's where you leave the weak behind and claim your place among the greats. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need anything except your own will to rise. This is your time. The time to stop sitting around and start taking action. The time to stop making excuses and start making moves. The time to stop dreaming and start doing. The time to rise is now. So get up, stand up, and get ready to fight, because the world is waiting. The opportunity is waiting. Your future is waiting. But it won't wait forever. You either rise now, or you stay where you are, buried by your own weakness. The choice is yours. This is it. No more games, no more excuses. You've been told the truth. You've seen the consequences of weakness. You've felt the weight of your own potential. And now it's time to act. The time for talking is over. What are you going to do with all that you've learned? What are you going to do with the fire that's now burning in your chest? Are you going to let it fizzle out, let it die in the pit of your stomach because you're too afraid to take action? Or are you going to use it to fuel the greatest rise the world has ever seen? The world doesn't care about your potential. The world doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, your aspirations. The world only cares about what you do. And if you want to do something, if you want to leave a mark, if you want to make a difference in your own life and the lives of others, then you have to take the first step right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't get to take it easy. You don't get to rest on your laurels. You don't get to sit back and hope that things will change. No one is going to save you. No one is coming to hold your hand. There's no magical moment where everything aligns perfectly, where everything makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is action. The only thing that will get you what you want is what you do right here, right now. Every single day you waste is a day lost. Every moment you delay, every second you let slip away is another moment. where someone else is doing what you're too scared to do. They're fighting for what you want. They're putting in the work. They're putting in the grind. They're making sacrifices. And while you sit there making excuses, they're getting ahead. You're falling behind, and if you keep falling behind, you'll never catch up. This is your final warning. There is no tomorrow. There is no maybe later. There is no when I feel ready. Ready is a lie. You will never feel ready. You will never feel like everything is in place. You have to take the leap into the unknown, into the discomfort, because that's where growth happens. That's where transformation happens. That's where greatness happens. You think you can wait around forever and just figure it out. You can't. The world doesn't wait. And if you don't act now, you will be left behind. So here's what you need to do. Stop making excuses. It's over. You've already used up all your reasons for not doing what you need to do. They're not valid anymore. They never were. If you want success, if you want greatness, then stop looking for validation. Stop looking for permission. You're the only one who can give it to yourself. Embrace the struggle. There is no easy way out. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The path to success is hard. The path to greatness is grueling. But that's what makes it worth it. Embrace the pain. Embrace the grind. Every moment of struggle is a step closer to where you want to be. Move now. No more procrastination. No more hesitation. Move. Right now. Make a decision. Take one step forward. Action is the only thing that will make a difference. Without action, nothing changes. Without action, you stay stuck. If you're not willing to move, then you've already made your choice. And that choice is failure. This is the command. This is the moment you step up or step back. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care how many times you've failed before. None of that matters anymore. What matters is what you do now. What matters is the action you take today. Because you only have one shot at this. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to rise? Or are you going to stay down? Are you going to take the steps necessary to become the person you were meant to be? Or are you going to keep making excuses and wasting time? The time is now. The choice is yours. And you better make it count. Get up, get moving, and never look back. This is your moment. Don't waste it.